Okay, y'all. Just playing a short intro, but I'm back. Let's see. We're going to jump on here in a few minutes. Let's get started in another minute or two because y'all know the fight card is starting in less than 2 hours now. Let's see. Marcus Bell, what's up? Yeah, just had to jump on, man, and do this quick pick, man, because shoot, I was gonna do it last week or this past week, but been out for a little bit. So hang on here. Get started at like the 4 minute mark because I just want to pull something up here. Yeah, because this fight card starts at 4. Yeah, the prelim start at 4, then the main card starts at 7. Yeah, so okay, and then what is it? Bellator? Was it Bellator card last night, or is it tonight too? What are they? 280? Is it 286 or 285? Shoot, I forget what that one. That McKee card, because there's one WMMA fight on that card. All right, few more seconds here. We can get started. Just want to do this quick prediction before the card starts. Then I'll jump on tonight, or I'll jump back on in a few hours for the first WMMA fight. And then, of course, we'll do the main event too. So, but before I do that, I got to give y'all my prediction for both of these fights. All right. All right. So, yeah, man. Welcome back, y'all. Back again. Tonight is a fight night that I'm looking forward to. You know, got a couple fights on here I want to see definitely. Got Chelsea Chandler making her UFC debut against Stoliarenko, and that is a catch weight fight, which I figured it would be. When it came down to it, because Stoliarenko ain't no bantamweight, and Chelsea Chandler, she is not a bantamweight. They signed her on as a bantamweight, but I knew as far out as it was, I still knew that it wasn't gonna come down to be a 135-pound fight. And lo and behold, it wasn't. They still didn't make it a complete featherweight fight. It just turned out to be a catchweight fight. So there's that fight to look forward to, of course, for WMA fans. And then there's of course, the main event, Mackenzie Dern versus Xiaonan, which I got a video coming out talking about because some people were asking me if this fight's going to be like a title eliminator, but no, it ain't no title eliminator. Mackenzie Dern versus Xiaonan it's not a title eliminator. Doesn't deserve to be. And those same words came from Mackenzie Dern's mouth too. She knows it's not a title eliminator. All right. But yeah, Marcus said it makes no sense. Yeah, it don't make no sense. Why even make a catch weight fight with two fighters would rather be and should be featherweights? These two fighters right here. Hold on. Let me go ahead and put this in case y'all casual fans don't know who I'm talking about. These two right here. Stoliarenko and Chelsea Chandler. All right. Stoliarenko and Chelsea Chandler. Both of these fighters here have fought at featherweight plenty of times. And you've seen Stoliarenko pass out on the scale last year, trying to make 135 pounds. And somebody like Chelsea, you've seen her fight at featherweight in Invicta FC a few times. So why not just go ahead and make that fight a 145 pounder, right? But they settled on the catch weight fight, another one of these like 140-pound fights like they did with Irene and Macy Chiasson. They both look like it's fitting their it's going to fit them well, So I'm just glad that okay, they settled on this and nobody passed out on the scale. Nobody really struggled. But yeah, I think Chelsea, she was having trouble making it, but when it came down to it, they were able to both agree on it because Stoliarenko, like I said before, there was no way she was going to get down 135 pounds, and it looked like it was easy for her, right? But this fight here, what is going to lead to now, knowing that it's just a catch weight fight, I don't know. It kind of sucks when they make it a catch weight fight because, yeah, like you said, it makes no sense. It really makes no sense now. Like, where does the winner go? Like, will it lock them in a place at 145 pounds, or is it just going to lock them in a place at 135? And of course, when another 135-pound fight comes along, it is just going to turn into another catch weight fight, right? So outside of the entertainment of the fight, because both of these fighters, they are exciting. The direction of it just kind of leaves you like, oh, okay, whatever, right? Because yeah, they both like to fight. They both are scrappy. I love a good fight now. So I'm gonna take it in that manner. But yeah, like I said, whoever goes in there and makes a big statement and gets a big win, it's gonna still be like, okay, where are you gonna make them a division? Are you gonna make them a division that they can go to, and they don't have to worry about cutting the weight, right? So we'll see. But yeah, like I said, this is Chelsea. This is her debut. If you haven't been familiar with her yet, she's fought in Invicta FC. A fighter that can fight on the feet, on the ground. She has power in her left hand, southpaw. Pretty decent boxing. Jiu-jitsu is good. Something that she's been working on throughout the downtime she had. Of not having any fights. She's always been training and then putting in the work. Even when she got signed to the UFC, she linked up with a solid strength and conditioning camp to try to get down 235 pounds, but now she's not. I think that's definitely going to play in her favor now, that she's only at 140 pounds here instead of 135. Stoliarenko just scored her first win in the UFC against Jessica Rose Clark, so that kind of woke up something in her. She's got more experience, but she still lacks a lot moving forward. Stoliarenko, besides lacking head movement, she just lacks a lot of fundamentals when it comes to her stand-up. She just so bent on wanting to go in there and fight and lead with her face. That cost her a lot of chances to get some W's in there. Because, yeah, her ground game is solid. She's a dangerous fighter on the ground. And this is the first time that she actually made it work for her. It's the first time she's ever made it work for her in a fight, I think, against Jessica Rose Clark, where she said, hey, you know what? I'm going back to my roots. I'm going to take this fight to the ground, and I'm going to submit this girl. I'm going to pop this arm. I don't care if she taps. You know what I mean? She wanted to really get a victory, and, that shows you what type of realm she's in. So this should be a good fight, man. I just think that Chelsea Chandler is going to be prepared for whatever it is she's bringing, with her stand-up and the lack of defense of Stoliarenko. You should see Chelsea land some good shots early on and draw some blood on Stoliarenko. Stoliarenko, I don't think her game is still improving on the feet. Maybe more so of wanting to get the fight down, wanting to execute takedowns. That might be the dangerous part, the surprise element against Chelsea. But I don't really think she's bringing anything like deadly, as far as the just that brawling style on her feet. Um, I'm gonna go with Chelsea Chandler in this one. I think that she's much more, even though she has not, even though she's not experienced, she doesn't have the UFC experience. She's got more tools that she's been working on, and she doesn't. She's not taking those crazy chances in there. She's actually trying to perfect herself. Not just going in there leading with her face in these fights. That's why I got to go with the smarter fighter in there, the one that's developing and wanting to be better, not just go in there and fight. You know, um, Mark said, "What's up?" He said, "Only 2 fights, but I'm looking forward to Dern and Xiaonan." He said, "Marcus said Dern wants that smoke with Andrade Rose." Yes, sir. Hey, I ain't argue with that. You know what I mean? Like, shoot, she talking real talk. She didn't have to say Andrade, but she did. So, hey, Dern's got my respect. She got respect in my book for that one. But yeah, let's talk about this fight a little bit. Hold on. It's on the main card tonight, which the main card starts at what? 7 p.m., right? All right. Okay, so Dern and Xiaonan, this fight here, like I said, not a title eliminator because neither fighter deserves the title shot with a win over the other. Neither one deserves it because neither one is still in that elite realm to me. I don't think so. Like, first of all, Jan Janan is trying to break this losing streak right now. I know the Marina fight was fight that should have went her way, but even the fight before that, the Carla fight, kind of shows you where she's been separated from a fighter with a big lack of a ground game. Now, she has been improving behind the scenes, but we haven't seen it applied to an actual fight yet, right? So just because she's been improving behind the scenes, that's one thing, but we haven't seen her actually improve in an actual fight yet. So she still needs to work on that alone. So she still just has to snap this losing streak and get a victory tonight just to get back into the thick of things, right? So no title shots is in the cards for Jan Jana right now. And same can be said for Dern. Dern, I don't think she's really ready for one, and she knows that too. Her win over Tisha Torres was it was a, a good win, but I thought Tisha won. It's good as far as a name, but still a lot of work that needs to be done. For that fight, the Marina Rodriguez fight. Neither one of these fighters ever really just go in there and dominate high-level opponents, right? Jan Jana, she's dominated some people, but yeah, she ain't dominated like anybody in the top 5. So she's got work to do, and so does Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern just got to get that wrestling together. She's got to work on getting these takedowns. Just going back and looking at some of these stats, while I was down, Mackenzie Dern, man, like her takedowns, it's low. You know what I mean? It's low. Like, you would think somebody that was coming in as a BJJ specialist would have said, okay, to make this work for us in the world MMA, we're going to have to work on being a wrestler. We're going to have to work on our takedowns. But if you look at her takedown stats, it's like, I think it's like 3% or something like that. It's like it's her 3% accuracy or something like that. I was like, wow. I mean, I knew it was low, but when you hear it, you like, wow. Yeah, I understand. So If you look at how she usually gets a lot of her submissions, it's usually somebody making a stupid mistake. Like not Jan Xiaonan, but what is her name? Hannah Cyphers, Randa Marcos, Nina Ansaroff couldn't even keep Marina Rodriguez down, couldn't submit her. So just looking at that shows you that, yeah, like, okay, yeah, her jiu-jitsu is probably some of the best at 115, but overall, does it really get her these victories, or does it really make her as dangerous as we can say she is on the ground? Not really, right? So to me, same with her. A lot of work, but still a lot of work, because even though you carry this high number of number 4 or 5, you still have to show yourself what it takes to be in that championship realm. I mean, we know. I mean, we see it time and time again. Hey, Rose. Hey, we might talk about the Rose Carla fight, but hey, Rose still showed you how to rise to the occasion and get a belt 2 times, right? She still had that in her to fight these elite fighters like Joanna, Zhang Wei Li, and Jessica Andrade and get victories over these fighters, right? You could still say there's something about Rose in these fights that she could always win them. But with Mackenzie Dern, when you just say, "Oh, she's good on the ground," that's not good enough. That's not good enough, right? You got to have more than that. Like, how are you going to get these fighters to the ground? Like, how's your wrestling? At least Rose, her wrestling has improved. She can take fighters down. You've seen her do that before, right? So I don't know, man. I'm I don't know, if she's going to be able to put all that together in a matter of a couple more fights before it leads to the championship, but to leads to a title shot. But we'll see. For this fight, though, I think Yan Xiaonan being more using her wrestling in a more defensive manner, I think that's going to be a big key. Not just going out there trying to wrestle with her and use it, but it should just be used as more as a defensive weapon for her. Yan Xiaonan should still be her in this fight. She should keep that jab pumping. Where her volume was able to throw fighters off like Marina Rodriguez, and where Marina kind of lacked volume against Mackenzie Dern, that's where Yan needs to keep it under control. She needs to keep that jab pumping like Joanna. She needs to keep that jab in the face of Mackenzie Dern. She needs to keep those leg kicks popping. Don't get frustrated if Mackenzie Dern walks through a few shots, because Mackenzie says she does that. She said, hey, to get this fight to the ground or to get in where I need to be, I'll take a few shots, right? And that's just her chin. That's just her demeanor. So if she sees that and she experiences that, Jan still just has to keep that high work rate, because eventually something will crack. Like, you'll either do damage or you'll just outpoint her. But, you just have to keep it going. If she takes the shots, oh well, you just have to keep hitting. And I think that's going to be a big part of Yan Xiaonan to get these rounds, is just, always keeping her work rate up and keeping that jab going, and using her movement. Just keeping this fight on the outside. Hold on. Let's see. Marcus said 9% of those takedowns from Dern is just her winging her mistake made by her opponent. Right. Mark Roberts said, I have no source, but I'm starting to think that Dern may have bad knees. Only reason I can think is he's not focusing on her wrestling, is that she finds it taxing on her body. Wrestling can be really hard on your knees. BJJ, I know, is too. She's been doing that for years, so it could be. Maybe that call is restful. She has her body strong. Surely some of that is a good proper wrestling technique. Yeah, yeah, it's got to be. You know, her wrestling is a big part of her style. So I think she's a little bit more. She's a little bit more careful with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, Robot Chicken. Hey, welcome back. What's up, man? Derek Bailey. What's going on, man? He said that like, yeah, hit the like button. I just had to come back on through and do my prediction for this one. Let's see. Yeah, so Mackenzie Dern, not Mackenzie Dern, but yeah, Jan Jana just really needs to make this a standing type of fight with volume. You know, keep those hands going, keep it standing, keep it moving. Um, and don't at all take those crazy chances like she did against Carla, like where she tries to step in with right hands and overcommit to certain punches where that'll give somebody like Mackenzie Dern that chance to bum rush her and, just drop a level and just crowd her and then trip her and take her straight, put her on her back. Because, that is one thing that Dern and her team are going to be looking for, that just to put her on her back. They're going to say, oh, she's been working on wrestling and so on, but she ain't going to be prepared for this fight. So just keeping this a classic stand-up fight is what Dern has to do. Excuse me, is what Jan Xiaonan has to do. Sorry. But Mackenzie Dern, what's she going to do in this fight? Let's see. Mackenzie Dern, first off, for Mackenzie, she's got to really start listening to her coaches when it comes to those strikes. Like, I think she's gotten better than she used to be, but she's really got to start being committed to more straight punches. Like, she gets too wild with it sometimes. Like, she just gets into that mode where she just wants to swing wild and it just comes off sloppy and she just gets thrown off balance, and she just leans into these punches. So if, like you were saying, Mark, she's having a problem putting together her wrestling, why not keep those punches straight, set up those right hands, and let that get her the takedown or get closer to a clinch where she can go in and get this fight to the ground with accurate strikes, right? Because she's not going to really improve in her wrestling, then she's got to improve with the hands. If you improve with your striking, that'll get this fight down to the ground. Like, if you look at what Carla did to Jan Jana, some of her punches helped get her the fight to the ground. Carla landed some good right hands on Jan Jana in that fight. So if Mackenzie Dern can do the same thing, then that should get her the fight where she wants it to be. But yeah, I never really thought of that with her about her knees and stuff like that. Like, I just thought it could have been a discipline thing too. I just figured with Mackenzie Dern, that was just in her mindset, because that's kind of how she approaches the fight to me, where it's like she just kind of resorts to that wildness or just anything sometimes whenever she gets in close. It's just like she gets a little overexcited. Like, it could be the knees, but I don't know. Like, you never really see her wearing any knee braces or anything like Roxy. So I don't know if it really is. It could be, but I don't. Is it Dern? If Dern can't get it to the ground, I don't see her winning at all. And that's pretty much how it is. I mean, that's how this fight is. This is a 50-50 fight. They should just call this fight 50-50 because it's the if factor with both fighters. If Dern can't get the fight to the ground, nobody can really see her winning. And if Xiaonan gets taken to the ground, nobody can really see her winning, right? So that's kind of how it's going to be. You know, whoever whoever can keep their strength going for as long as they need it in this fight, which will I think it'll be a longer time for Xiaonan because Xiaonan don't really have that knockout power. She would have to work harder. You know, she's gonna have to have 3 rounds of 5 rounds, right? This is a main event. So yeah, oh man, this is a 5 round fight too. Wow. This one's really gonna be in question. I forgot. That's really gonna be a big. That's gonna really be a big one. Hold on a second. Oh yeah. That's gonna be a real big key point now. If this fight is a 5 rounder, I don't know, man. Can Jan Zana keep it going for 5 rounds? I mean, Marina did because Marina has the power and the overall survival skills on the ground. Like Mackenzie Dern had her scary moments with Marina, but it was only like 1 round. Yeah, you know, so there wasn't really like a big moment in there where you saw Marina in trouble um, throughout like little spells in that fight. It was just one big round she had, and that was it. Hold on. Derek, what's going on, man? Appreciate that with the 10 spot. He said, what about Dern's stamina? She seems to gas out. Excuse me. Her let me see. Her stamina. She does seem to gas out a little bit, but she doesn't quit. You know, there's really no quit in her. So it kind of balances out, kind of like Macy Barber a little bit, you know. I think Macy Barber gets stronger though in a fight, but I think Mackenzie Dern does kind of gas. So that might come into play. That might come into play too, man. So that is something to look at too. Okay, Robot Chicken said he taking Dern. Chen said, "I don't think Carla striking helped get takedowns." So she landed some good. She landed some good shots on her though. She did land some good right hands on her in that fight. Whether you want to say it's Jan's low IQ or whatever, I mean, hey, they landed and she got her down. I mean, that first takedown in the first round was just clearly Carla, just textbook Carla. She just dropped the level and took her down. But I remember there was one moment where she did land some good strikes up top, and Jan shouldn't have been getting hit with shots like that. But hey, Carla let them hands go. Like you rarely see Carla let her hands go like that. That was like when this was around that time when Carla was working on her hands. Like she was working with this coach, I think, out of Africa, working on her boxing. So I'm gonna say, yeah, her hands has improved to that point. Cause you never really see her let her hands go like that in the fight before. Robot Chicken says safe to say Dern got more power on the feet with that overhand. Yeah. Yeah. Carla, not Carla, but yeah, Dern has got power in that overhand right. So it's going to be Jan Janan to measure that distance right. You know, take a step back from it, make her miss and make her pay. That's a big key there. Make her miss and make her pay. Make her miss and make her pay in this fight. See, Jan is kind of like you know, unfortunately, she's like that lower level of Joanna in this division, you know, because she's got quick hands, and she's got that speedy boxing and kickboxing, but she can be taken down easily. She's like the opposite. She can be taken down to the ground easy. Whereas Ioana knows she wants to strike, so she makes sure her takedown defense is A+. You try to take her down, boom, she's scrambling, she's back up. That's the one thing. Like, if Jan's takedown defense was like even like half as good as that, I would pick her for sure in this fight. But man, like, I don't know, man. This one here, let me think about it. Let's see. It's a 5-round fight. Question is, can Jan survive like Marina did if she gets taken down at least one round? Or can she keep it moving for 4 rounds with a high work rate? Because did Jan's work rate go down in that? Let me think. With that Marina Rodriguez fight, because there was a point too in that Marina fight where Marina started connecting with some knees to Jan's body when she started to go a little stationary. Jan started getting hit with some right hands in that fight, and that was probably where the judges were going to give it. They started giving it to her. Just a lot of stuff to consider when you're looking at the type of striker she is. Like, can she hang? Can she hang for that long? Can she stay out of harm's way for that long? Because Dern may not look like much whenever it comes to trying to wrestle, but you never know in this fight. You just never know, like, how much she has improved in the right places. Okay, yeah. Shin said, remember Marina need Jan in her private, so that played a part. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Derek said, I picked Dern to win, but she needs to get to the fight to the ground within the first 2 rounds and try to sub Jan. Yeah, that's pretty much it. She she gets it down. That's where she needs to keep it. And if she gets it down multiple times, throughout rounds, there's no way that she won't, she'll be able to, there's no way she'll be able to survive, I don't think, man. She slowed down in the third. Yeah, she slowed down in the third. Yeah. That was the 3rd round. Yeah, I remember. Let me think, though. Like I said, 50-50 fight. Who? Yeah, this is a usually the higher ranked fighters. They're easier to predict who can win, and then you got to kind of look at who wants it more. Like, Jan may be a better technical striker, but something about Mackenzie Dern, like, the way she fights is like somebody who wants it more sometimes. Like, when she fought Marina, though, Marina's just technically better, and she wanted it more. But there's something about her ability to just want to go in there and fight and just keep going. Let me think. I mean, who do y'all got as a whole? Let's see. Who do y'all got? Let's see. The first fight, it starts about 4:00, so we still got a lot of time. Rennery said, thinking Dern will win. Yeah, y'all, Xiaonan, I'm definitely not trying to discredit her as a fighter, but it's just how it all comes out, you know, how it all applies. Like when you look at how Xiaonan looks when she's just on her back and she just gets taken down, it's just like everything is completely out. Like even when Mackenzie Dern is getting outstruck, she's still dangerous. Like, you know, even whenever, you know, Marina Rodriguez was, you know, kneeing her in the body and hitting her upside the head with right hands, and, you know, she's still getting knocked back from shots. She's still coming. Like, yeah, okay, she might gas down to around 4 or 5, but she's still dangerous. Still dangerous. Yeah, Robot Chicken said Dern is improving. Okay, so you're gonna take Yawn. Okay, Marcus got Yawn too. Okay. Mm, yeah, I'm leaning towards Yawn. You know, but dang, it is 5 rounds though. It is 5 rounds. I'm just a little like shaky with Jan's ability to do it for 5 rounds. Now, if this was 3, you know, I would go with I would go with Jan with a little bit more confidence, because you know there's a pace and there's a rhythm to it, and they'll know how to flesh out more of a game plan for 3 rounds. But with 4, I mean with 5, it's gonna be a little bit harder. Okay, Derek said I got Dern by submission. If it if anybody gets finished, it'll be Jan Jana. I mean, Dern if Dern goes in there and wins, it'll be by like submission. If Jan wins, it'll have to be a decision, because I don't see her knocking out Mackenzie Dern. I'm gonna go with Jan Jana though. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with Jan in this fight. No, you know, I ain't even I'm just picking here. You know, it's 50-50. I already told y'all that at the beginning. It's 50-50, but I'm gonna just say Jan. But dang, man, if you look at, I don't know, man. You look at how everybody thought Tisha. You know what? I'm gonna go with Mackenzie Dern. Forget that, because I'm thinking of what Tisha Torres was supposed to have done. You know, Tisha was like, I thought Tisha won that fight, but Tisha was a little apprehensive in that fight. Hold on, Tisha was a little bit more worried to really engage in that fight with Mackenzie Dern. Like she should have been like letting more combinations go in that fight and hitting her clean. Like Tisha Torres hit Jessica Andrade cleaner than she did Mackenzie Dern. Like it seemed like when she fought Andrade, Torres was like landing more right hands on Andrade, but when she fought Mackenzie Dern, she seemed a little bit more worried about it. Like, and I'm kind of thinking like Yan Zhana might have that same type of respect too, where it might cost her this fight, where she gets clenched up a lot and her work rate gets shut down. You know? Yeah, I had picked Tisha to win that fight too. Mark said, Yan is working with Team Alpha Male, so I expect her wrestling and takedown defense to be on point despite what she showed against Carla. I think Dern only gets her down if Yan makes a mistake. So you don't think she can get her down just on her own? Like, you don't think her takedowns are improved like that, huh? Yeah, you know what? Forget that. I'm sticking with. I'm gonna stick with Jan Xiaonan in this fight. I'm gonna stick with the striker in this fight. Yeah, my picks. I'm gonna go with Chelsea Chandler tonight, and I'm gonna go with Jan Xiaonan. Hey, I like Mackenzie Dern's heart though. Like Mackenzie Dern said, if she wins, she wants to fight Rose or she wants to fight Andrade next. I'm like, wow, okay. I got a video I'm gonna put out too about that because I found that you gotta give her respect though. Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. I mean, I gotta give Mackenzie Dern respect, man, because we talk about certain things about her, but she still wants to fight any name. Like she didn't have to say Andrade, right? The UFC would probably put the UFC would probably give her a title shot without having to want to fight Andrade, but Mackenzie Dern would actually want to fight Andrade before getting an actual title shot, right? I find that I find that respectable. I think even if she loses to Jan Jana, she should fight Andrade. Robot Chicken said Dern's got the potential to be champ. Hmm. She's got the mindset. She's got the mindset. And the way the belt changes around, I mean, there would be no shock. The way the belt changes around at 115, I couldn't not see it. You know, let her just make the right improvements. But yeah, I mean, I can't not see her getting the belt at this point. Carla's gotten it, Rose has gotten it, Zhang Wei Li has gotten it, and I mean, if somebody like Zhang Wei Li, who looks like she's the most powerful, has gotten it and lost it, then I don't really see any reason why Mackenzie Dern couldn't win it, right? With the way the belt changes around, like none of these fighters in the division have really proven to be like consistent champions, that could defend the belt multiple times anymore. So I don't see why not. Mackenzie Dern, I don't see why she shouldn't be able to get the belt at this point. The only thing is stopping her is herself as far as her improvements. You know what I mean? You said Dern could also pull guard on Jan like she did Tisha in that clinch. Yeah, and if she did that, it would probably be over. Like what she did at the Tisha's experience really saved her behind in that fight. Like Tisha and her strength, that one hole she had her in for like a couple minutes, like Tisha was really, really in trouble. But Tisha's physical strength and her wrestling experience saved her in that fight. Such a Let me see. Yes, such a be an interesting fight though. You know what I mean? It's definitely going. It should be good though. Should be good. I think her in a fight with Rose would be good too. I mean, Mackenzie Dern versus Rose, that would be interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Chelsea Chandler. Yeah, she's cool. um. But yeah, those are only two fights we have. Yeah, because yeah, we didn't even talk about that this week, right? Y'all know that what is her name? Tabitha Ricci and Jess Panay had to cancel, right? You know, Panay has like bronchitis, I think, so she had to pull out of the fight last minute, so they couldn't get anybody for Tabitha Ricci to fight. It was probably it was probably a good thing too, man, because I think Panay would have won that fight. Like, I don't think Panay was ducking anything like that. I think she's really sick. Um, yeah, I actually think Panay was going to win that fight too. I was picking Panay to win this fight against Tabitha Ricci. Yeah, yeah, because I think her experience was still enough to win. She said 280 starts early. Yeah, yeah, I know. I already got my because I'm gonna be on at 4:30. I already got my thing scheduled for it. So yeah, main card starts at 7. Prelim start at 4 p.m. So Chelsea fight probably starts around 4:30. You know, my timing is usually on on point most of the time with knowing when to jump onto these fights. Oh, you know, not tonight. Yeah, you talking about 280. Yeah, 280 is an early one, right? Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. When was the last time they did that with the card? It started like that. I can't remember the last time they did that. It was like 6 in the morning or 4 in the morning or something like that. Yeah. Robot Chicken said had Pinay. Yeah, I had Pinay winning that fight. So it's probably a good thing. It's probably a good thing that she got sick because Ricci probably would have been getting the loss, I think. Yeah, Yair and Ortega was the early one. Yeah, I remember there was one like 2 years ago. Is that it? I think it was that card. It's almost like one of them one FC cards, you know. Yeah, the one FC fight was good last night. The one FC card, yeah, that was a good card last night. I missed there was an LFA fight I wanted to check out. I missed that. Genesis, what's up? She said, what channel for the card tonight? You mean ESPN Plus? Yeah, the one FC card was on Prime, Amazon Prime. Tap of the Ricci boy got one of the worst beatings in her career against Manon Firo. She didn't deserve that though. She should have took that fight. She's taking on a flyweight and she's only like 5 foot. Yeah, my power went in and out too, Derek. Maybe like once or twice. It flashed, but then it came back. Yeah, it flashed like maybe a couple times, but then it stayed on, and you know, I haven't had any. I didn't have any problems with it from there. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Chin. That's why I rock with Manon. She ain't no simp either, right? That was a fun fight though. Unnecessary, but it was fun. No, I don't live in Florida. The storm was just passing. All right, so hour in another hour and a half, I'll be back on. But let me see. Who we got next week anyway? I just want to get an early jump. Hold on. I'm just looking. Oh, okay. Yeah. So after this weekend, there's not a card till the 15th. Okay, so yeah, Grasso or Rujo. So this the first time. This kind of like the first time they did two women made events back to back for the UFC. Yeah, so another break. Yeah, after this weekend, next weekend we don't have a card. Then the weekend after is Grasso or Rujo. Oh yeah, that's gonna be on point. And then the weekend after Grasso or Rujo, we got Chikagan and Manona on that card. So yeah, we got two good cards coming up. Oh, Mark Rouse said I'm out of Florida by evacuated, so I got out of the way of it. My place wasn't hit too bad. Oh, okay, good man, good. As long as you got out of there before it got crazy, man. I mean, I'm glad that shoot, yeah. Hate seeing people's stuff get wrecked, but I mean, as long as they can get out, hey, that stuff don't mean nothing, if you dead. So yeah, we'll go on another 2 week break again. And then you get another women's main event. So that's wild. They do that back to back, or sort of back to back. But yeah, that's who I'm picking tonight, man. I'm gonna go with yeah, I'm gonna stick with Jan on this. I'm gonna stick with Jan Xiaonan in this one, and Chandler. Boy, Jan better crack this 2 fight losing streak. She going to 3 fight losing streak, boy. She gonna just be seen as food, so hey, she better make it happen. Sometimes these fighters, when they're on 2 fight losing streaks, they can be dangerous. So we'll see if she wakes. We'll see if it wakes something up in her tonight. Yeah, I'm glad that hurricane passed on through. Well, it wasn't even like the hurricane here. It was just like the the outer storm of it, because I ain't close to the coast, so we didn't get like a lot of that. So yeah, I don't want to see y'all go on a 3 fight L streak either. I hope she can win this fight. I'm going with her. I'm gonna stick with her in this fight because she got to get back into the mix. Yeah, it does. It helps the ratings for the ladies. Putting two back to back like this. Is is Marina Rodriguez and Amanda Lemos? Is it like a main event too in that in November, or is it just on a card? Is it just on a main card or something, or is it? I can't remember. Is it on? Is it going to be its own main event? Yeah, hopefully so, Marcus. Hopefully they showed her how to be a good defensive grappler. Cause you got to think, Mackenzie's not really like she ain't a good wrestler. So if Yon can pick that wrestling up, she could actually out wrestle Mackenzie Dern in this fight. If she can position Mackenzie Dern to escape a lot of clinches and escape moments like when she's about to get taken down, which I'm sure Uriah Faber they've hooked her up with. If they can put her in that type of position throughout camp where she has to escape or just out wrestle, and Mackenzie Dern doesn't really wrestle, then shoot, she's already got one up over. Oh, okay, so it's not okay. Bryce Mitchell. Oh, that card. Yeah, yeah, with Bryce Mitchell. What's his name? Thug Nasty. It's the co-main event. Hold on, let me look at that real quick because these fights they just be sprouting up sometime. I be because they switch them up so much. Because this fight was originally Rodriguez and Lemos was originally on the card with Manone and Chikagan. Yeah, it was originally on this card. It was on 280, but they moved it to November 5th. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 They moved it November 5th. See. Yeah, they moved it to November 5th. Yeah. I would have preferred it to be on 280. Rodriguez Lemos, man, that's another one, man. I kind of feel bad for Rodriguez in that one because that's a fight she could really, really lose and lose hard. And to see her lose after going on such a nice little win streak, that would be messed up, man. Like to see Marina go on this nice little win streak, get this close to the title, and then boom, get knocked out. That would be that would really be crushing for her. I mean, Lemos is what? Lemos has bounced back with a win, right? Did she bounce back with a win? Yeah. Hold on. What was Amanda Lemos's that one loss to Andrade, right? And she had beat Angela Hill in a close fight. I'm just kind of going through it. Hold on. I'm trying to pull. Yeah, it'll be one step closer with Lemos though. But damn, that'd be a lot of work to get knocked out to just get beat like that. That's why she's got to be prepared for it, right? He said, "Yeah, Lemos, yeah, that would be big, big. You know what? I think if Lemos wins, Lemos might not get the title shot, but Lemos would probably be in that running to fight Mackenzie Dern or like Rose. Like if she beat Marina Rodriguez, she'd have to fight Rose or like or the loser of Carla Zhang Wei Li or Dern. Any of them names, she got to get one more of them names. Dang on it, boy! I tell you, it's strawweight is just so hard to really, you know, it's that good of a division. You know, it's just hard to say there's really just going to be one person stepping out because everybody's got skills to shut somebody down. Robot Chicken said Bryce is going to get worked. Yeah, title eliminator for sure. Yeah. It could be. Well, yeah. You know what? Yeah. Because Mackenzie don't want it yet. She's already said that. So if Mackenzie don't want it, Rose ain't nowhere to be found for now. If Lamos go in there and starch Marina was gonna get the shot, so she just took her shot. It's just like when Jennifer Maya beat JoJo, right? You know, JoJo had a guaranteed title shot, but JoJo lost it by fighting Jennifer Maya because she wanted to get another fight for extra money, and Jennifer Maya, she stopped all of those plans, right? So it's kind of like that situation. So yeah. Lamos goes in there and stops her in one round or two. That's her title shot. Oh, Angela Lee and that Zhang fight. That was a good fight. Yeah, that was a good fight. I don't know though, man. Kind of think Angela Lee won that one. Kind I kind of think Angela Lee won that fight though. I was going for the champion. I was going for Zhang. There's still something about Zhang. Like I don't know, man. Like she got to work on her stance or something because she's in there landing good punches, but something about the way she pulled back, she still be getting hit too much herself. Yeah, Robot Chicken. Yeah, Marina should be next, regardless. Yeah, like no doubt she should be, but they lined that fight up. Like really, Marina shouldn't be having to fight anybody, but they lined it up. Yeah, I thought Angela Lee did a lot of better work in rounds 2, 3, and 4. Really, the champion, her best was the first round, but she didn't really pick up steam anymore. I thought Angela Lee was, doing a little bit more. I'm gonna have to look at it again, but that's what I got. I thought the fight was Angela Lee's. MMA Art said UFC should sign Zone. Um, she got to. I don't know. I don't know if she's ready for that yet because she's got a lot to work on as far as her stance. To me, like she's got to work on her just something about that stance. Like whenever she throws her punches, sometimes she's open. You see how she got open for head kicks when she's taking a step back, pull back. I don't know. I think Wei Lee. I think Wei Lee would win. Mark says, since we're talking about strawweight, I want to say if it's possible for Carla to level up again now that she definitely has the motivation to do so. Carla leveled up after she lost to Tatiana, but now after prepping for Rose, now to defend the belt, now it's time to show us her best self. I think it's possible for her to level up. I mean, I've never really seen Carla like level down. I mean, I've always seen her just fight to a certain degree, but never really seen her regress either in a fight. You'll always see Carla be Carla, but or you'll see her get better somewhat. So I think she will show up in this fight against Wei Lee. Because what people say about her or what they believe or how she presents herself to the media, that's one thing. But, how she shows up to actually fight, that's another thing. Like, she still shows up to fight to a certain level. MMA Art said, I think so too. I think Wei Lee wins. If Wei Lee hits Angela Lee as much as Zhang did, Angela would have went to sleep. And that was my point. Like, I don't think why. That's why I don't think Zhang should be signed to the UFC, because look at her posture, her MMA posture versus Angela Lee. Like, Angela Lee doesn't really have good defense, but look how Angela Lee moves around and she's much more fluid. She could take shots, but she's ready to give shots and she's ready to take you down, and she's ready to throw these head kicks. Like, Zhang's MMA posture, it needs more work, man. It really needs, like, it needs to be, I ain't gonna say Americanized, but it needs to be, it's gotta, she's got to integrate more with different styles. You see Angela Lee, she's got a lot of different styles flowing through her, even the way she's moving. Like, definitely not the best fighter in the world, but she's got a little bit more going for her. But I think Angela Lee, that's one reason she beat Stamp Fairtex. Stamp was committed too much to being Muay Thai, and that cost her that fight. You know, just her ability to maneuver and be fluid in there was kind of cut off by her being too flat-footed in the fight. But Zhang kind of had that same approach, elbows tucked forward, kind of being squared up, kind of hunched forward. So with her always having that double motion of having to step back and lean back, she's still getting caught by right hands, and she's still getting taken down again, getting taken down by Angela Lee. That's why I think, if she was fighting better strikers in the division and in the UFC, Zhang, she would definitely get pieced up or, like, knocked out by somebody like Andrade or Zhang Wei Li. Mark says possible that Carla improved before she fought Rose, but since they didn't really fight, we wouldn't be able to tell either way. Yeah, I think we can say she mentally improved, right? Over Rose, because if Rose had improved mentally and overcame that first loss, she would have won the fight. But I think we can still say that she's improved mentally. And she probably, yeah, of course, was probably definitely a better fighter than she was 8 years ago. But yeah, Rose just, neither one of them really wanted to put it all on the line to test it. I can't say that, Robot Chicken. I don't let my that's the thing about me and my channel. I don't let my feelings get in the way about of a fighter. If I don't like them, to say she's boring is that's one thing, but to say she hasn't leveled up or gotten better, that's another thing. Well, you know me, yeah. I'll say okay, a fighter might be boring, but can I say that they haven't gotten better? No, I can't because you don't go on a 5-fight win streak, right? Remember, Wei Lee's 1-2 in her last 3 fights. I like Wei Lee, and she's still 1-2 in her last 3 fights. But the fighter you call boring on a nice 6-fight win streak might be boring. That person got 6 wins. How'd they get 6 wins? How you get 6 wins now? I'm just saying. I could pick Wei Lee to win this Carla fight. Like I could say that all day long. I could be rocking with her all day, but like my reality is gonna tell me, okay, Carla ain't no slouch. Why? Why? Because she's got 6 wins in a row. Boring, split decision. Okay, still 6 wins. Still 6 wins versus the person she's fighting who's 1-2. Style wise, yeah, Wei Lee could go in there and obliterate her, but to say she hadn't gotten better, that's that. I know you just don't like her, but you know what I mean. I'm just saying, speaking for me, yeah, Carla's gotten better. Carla's gotten better as a fighter. Doesn't always translate. Doesn't always translate the way you think it does, but yeah. Well, maybe it translates better than Wei Lee because yeah, like I said, Wei Lee didn't get better. She still couldn't beat Rose in the second fight, right? Knocked out Joanna, yeah, Joanna been out for a little while, but she still couldn't even get to a consistent point to go through and just be her in a fight. Like when we said Carla was being Carla in a fight, she's still doing her and she's still winning in every fight. She's still winning every fight, right? I'd rather be on a 5-fight boring win streak than get knocked out and then still losing another fight. I'm just saying, like Mark said, I can't pick Carl over Wei Lee, but I knew that Carl always regretted how she lost the belt. So I think out of all her fights in her career, the next one she wants to win the most. Yeah. MMA Art said, what do you think about Mexican? Will she fight Stamp in a mixed rules fight in January? Yeah, I think yeah. That's gonna be a good fight. What is it? Two MMA, was it two rounds of MMA rules and 2 rounds with Muay Thai rules? Is that correct? Is that how it goes? 4 rounds, right? That's weird. Uh, I heard her talking that trash, talking about Stamp just a dancer. I'm like, come on now. Stamp is a real fighter. You better take her seriously. You better take her seriously. Just seriously she'll take you. Stamp ain't no. I mean, Stamp is an entertainer, but Stamp can fight. She don't dance till the fights or round is over, but you don't see her dancing in the actual fight. In the actual fight, she's whooping your tail. So, Anissa Mexican, maybe she just trying to stir the pot, but she knows she better be serious in this fight because it's gonna be good. Yeah, that's it's kind of weird. It is kind of weird with 4 rounds, two rules, 4 rounds and 2 sets of rules for each pair of the rounds. That's kind of weird. Never seen it done before, but it should be interesting. I mean, I never really seen Mexican fight MMA before, right? She's always just been Muay Thai. Has she done the kickboxing matches too? I think she has, right? Because I know Stamp's won a kickboxing belt and the Muay Thai belt, but has Mexican done kickboxing as well? Let me see. Has she does she compete in the Muay Thai events and the kickboxing? Well, I know she never done MMA, right? I'm because she's never done MMA straight up. Kickboxer, yeah. She's done. Yeah, she's done both too, but I've never seen her do MMA though. Okay, y'all. So she does train MMA. Okay. Yeah, they were close decisions, but hey, she still made some slight improvements from what she was 8 years ago. Because if she was that bad of a fighter, and if she didn't know how to use her size, why are these bigger, longer strawweights not beating her though? Why are they still? Why, aside from Tatiana Suarez, can nobody still beat her though? Even if there's small improvements to just get you through a fight, like why, if this tiny little fighter that everybody thinks is just one dimensional, why can these other strawweights still not beat her? Why can she still go on consistent wins, unlike Wei Lee, though? That's my question, though. When it comes down to it, just an honest question, like, don't even have the light card. That's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to just state out from the outside looking in. I'm looking at it. That's still improvement. You still doing enough so you can win every single fight versus somebody who goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down. I'm not saying these are like drastic GOAT improvements in the fight now, like Nunes or something, but improvements are improvements to me. Is if you getting a W, that's an improvement. You did something right. And I'm not saying you doing like I said, the Nunes status, but you doing something to get six in a row right. Can she? It's possible. Ain't nothing to guarantee. That's why this fight is signed. You know what I mean? Like people ask that question about Juliana Pena beating Nunes. They said, "Can Pena do it?" I picked Nunes, right? So anything is possible. So if you ask me, can she do it? She very much well could. Anything is possible. And Wei Lee knows that. That's why she wants to fight her. That's why this is a fight. This ain't where we could just all say, "Oh, we all think Carlo wins, so hand it over." You know what I mean? That's why. That's how I look at fights all the time. That's why you never just hear me go straight out and just say, "Oh, because I don't like somebody," or "I think their style sucks." I'm gonna just straight up be, logical. You know what I mean? Can she beat Wait? So the question is, can she beat Whaley? She probably could. Juliana Pena, she did it right. I gave her 70-30. That's a fair chance, but she went all out and she did it. And I've already talked about what I think is Carla's kryptonite. So I'm not saying that Carla would go in there and like actually win, but can she make improvements to win the fight? Yeah. Lolita, what's going on? Lolita said Carla's not going to beat Whaley. You know, you never know. Mark Robinson said if the best version of each fighter shows up, I think Whaley would win, but Carla will be the better wrestler that Whaley has faced. So Whaley better be ready. Carla's capable of getting the job done. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Capabilities are there. That's why this fight is happening. Because you ask Carla herself. No, no, not ask Carla. Ask Whaley herself. You think Whaley is gonna half a it in training because of what the fans say? You know, Whaley's like Carla. Whaley already said it, didn't she? She said it. She said this is the best wrestler I've. This the highest. Did she say that? Or did Carla say I'm the best wrestler she faced? Or did Whaley say this is the best wrestler that she's faced? She knows she's in there with one of the best wrestlers that she's probably faced in her career. But just going into the actual challenges mindset, you know she's training hard as crap for this fight. Just as hard as she did for Rose, even harder. Because this ain't no slouch. Yeah, see, okay, yeah, Whaley did say that. Okay, yeah, Whaley said that. So, Whaley knows that if I if she was to take this approach like a fan would think and just say, oh, this is the easier fight than Rose, or this is such an easy fight, she would lose this fight. Because she knows that this is a different style. She knows Carla's going to train just as hard. Yeah, Carla might not be physically as strong, but what is Carla going to do to make up for that in the fight? That's what Whaley's got to be prepared for. Yeah, Marcus. One of Carla, well, her biggest kryptonite I'm thinking of right now is her is physical strong fighters. Physically strong fighters, kind of like Lauren Murphy. Fighters that are just physically stronger. That's her main kryptonite, I think. Suarez and Joanna were the big ones, and I think Whaley is partially that. I say partially because she's not as long framed as those two fighters. So Carla definitely has a bit of a chance in there. Brian Williams said, missing all this, I'll catch y'all for the round by round. All right. Lolita said, been waiting for this all day. Yeah, I'm gonna be back on for the fight though, for sure. Yeah, I had the article. Thanks. Yeah, appreciate that, Lolita. I remember reading the article a little while back. I just lost it. Robot Chicken said, I'm not delusional as a Wei Lee fan. Rose was able to keep Wei Lee down. Rose was able to keep Wei Lee down. Carla is a much better wrestler. Carla can make it ugly if Wei Lee's wrestling is lacking. It's slacking. Thank you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And no, Robot Chicken, you're not as delusional. That's why I'm just saying, like, you kind of hit me out of the side there, making it just sound like Carla was going to go in there and lose. Because, I'm used to you being logical now. And yeah, you're not delusional. Because I know how most Rose or Wei Lee just straight up emotional fans are. And, I can't talk to them when it comes to just breaking a fight down and just being realistic. Realism don't last. It don't exist with them. That's what I'm just saying. I just wanted to be said. Look, she dealing with a much better wrestler, and I remember, her saying that. So I'm just saying, going into the champ or the challenger shoes, Carla will be the first wrestler she meet. Okay, yeah. Which, pure wrestler. Yeah, the first wrestler she meet. Yeah, okay. So dealing with that, she knows that, okay, this is something I got to prepare for, because she's going to constantly be shooting here and looking for moments to get me to the ground. So it's going to give her a different mindset. In the mindset, the Rose fight, she was always looking for the counters, the punches, the kicks from Rose. That timing was different. But this one, you got to look for the level changes, the constant pullback from Carla, trying to create that range and then shooting in from a distance. So just a different, just different gears that she's got to be prepared for. Because one slip up in 5-round fights, you can find yourself on your back for 2 or 3 of those rounds, like Rose had her in round 4 and 5. But hopefully she's past that. Lolita said she's a smash Carla. Marcus said take away her wrestling and she's forced to use her hands. Will it be like Joanna did or like Tatiana did? Yeah, I think when it comes down to just being physical, then I'm definitely going Wei Lee. Like when it just comes down to close quarters and that type of clinch fighting, I think Wei Lee would definitely have, because Wei Lee's hands, like, let's not even lie, like, I know what I know now. I'm not just trying to make it seem like Carla's chances are really, really great here, but like she has a chance. But when it comes down to the actual striking, Carla doesn't have those type of hands like Wei Lee. Wei Lee's kicks alone, those are some of those vicious kicks we seen at strawweight, right? So it's going to be a fight that Carla has got to be prepared for, even more so when it comes to that striking game. Like, yeah, I can admit that. Yeah, Carla, like her her striking fundamentals is something she just really started developing. I think she's just really starting to put that together. And going into a fight with Wei Lee, somebody who's already had that and actually has improved even more in like that fight with Joanna, that just shows you, like, even on that stand-up level, how easily Wei Lee could destroy her. I agree, Marcus. That's what I was saying. Like Tatiana's one Tatiana's one fight that I could see her losing would be Joanna. Like I think Tatiana had better chance against Jessica Andrade. Tatiana had a better chance of beating Jessica Andrade than she did Joanna. Just style, make fights, just that whole deal. Like Tatiana, she could beat Rose, she could beat Andrade, have a better chance against Wei Lee. Don't know 100% if she could beat Wei Lee, still. But Joanna would have been the one style I think Tatiana would have had trouble with. Those jabs and, just constant combinations coming from Joanna. That would have been that would have been a nightmare style for her. All right, but yeah, so came on doing a regular live stream, really, right? So Sync in the building. He a little late though. I'm about to jump off of here, and I'm gonna be back on at 4:30 for Chelsea Chandler versus Stoliarenko, and then of course I'm gonna come back on for the main event, Mackenzie Dern and Xiaonan. So yeah, I'm gonna be back on in another 50 minutes, y'all. So hit that like button if you haven't. I'm feeling much better, which close to, I won't say close to 100%. Yeah. I think I'm like 90%. Um, yeah, I'm about like 90%. But 50 minutes. Yeah, I'll be back on another 50 minutes here. Let's see. Who do I got? Oh, Jan and Chelsea Chandler tonight. So, and yeah, those are the only ones. Yeah. You already that Marina strike is more intimidating than Whaley's, and Carla handled Marina pretty well. Carla Carla only almost lost that fight because of going for those stupid heel hooks. Yeah. Okay, Lolita says she got Chandler Dern. Okay. Well, y'all tune back in another 50 minutes. Yeah, I already posted the link for it. So yeah, I'll be back on. So hit that like if you haven't here. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll see y'all in 50 minutes. All right, later. Peace.